Hi, welcome to Jackie Burns Creations. I am doing a collaboration with some really cool YouTube sisters. It is called He is Risen. We are all doing a beautiful collaboration about Christ. And I would like to let you know we're doing a $150 giveaway. The drawing will be on Saturday at I think 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. There will also be a question for you to answer toward the end of the video. And I think everybody's video will be like that. It will be a hop on over to another YouTube. What you do is you hop on mine, and then you click on the link, and I will send you over to somebody else. So I hope you enjoy. I had this cross that I've had for a couple of years that I was going to do something with. So I thought, what a perfect time to do something with it. And I've got this white rope. I ordered a case of it last year. And I'm using the thinner nautical rope. There's a thicker one and a thinner one. I'm using the thinner one. I tried to weave it in and out. But to weave it in and out, I think I should paint the metal white first because it just showed up too much. So periodically I'm just putting down a little hot glue, holding it down for a few seconds, and then wrapping it. I didn't figure you want to watch the whole thing, so I'm just showing you a little bit of it. I'm excited about Easter coming up. I'm always excited about Easter coming up because that's when I was baptized into my church. And I went through classes for like many, many months beforehand. And so it was very emotional to see people taking communion, and I couldn't take it yet. But the night I was able to take it on the Easter Mass, it was so exciting. And both my children were baptized then, as I was baptized then, and confirmed, and my husband was confirmed. So it was just a real family affair. So I'm just kind of poking it down on the very end, taking the skewer and just kind of poking it down so I can get those threads down. And I'm going to take a little glue in between and then just kind of pinch it together. I think this looks really pretty in the white rope. And it was very special to think about when I was baptized and confirmed, because my dear friend Sally was my godmother, sponsor. And Sally passed away in July of cancer, and I've had a really, really hard time with that ever since. So what I may do is take this up before Easter and put it on Sally's grave. It was hard because we couldn't go to the funeral, and we were able to gather at the cemetery. But it's just been a real hard time for me since July. But I don't want to bum you out. I want to celebrate Easter coming up. And I was trying to decide earlier how I would do that middle, but it ended up really working out nicely that I left the middle open. And you'll see in a second what I'm talking about. And when I put a little bit of glue on it, I could wrap it with that glue, but it just helps it kind of scrunch it down, and so it's much tighter. So I took a little piece of wood that I got this in, I think a 5-pack, 4-pack at Dollar Tree. And it's just a little thin piece of wood. And I've seen Trish on Crafting Cousins use these furniture markers. And I thought, oh, I'll get some and try them. So I'm trying that, and I'm really impressed the way it filled that in. And I had no muss or fuss on my fingers. Just like coloring with a crayon, but it really soaked in very nice and didn't leave it streaky or anything. So if you've seen them, go ahead and pick one up and try it. Okay, now this stuff that I'm using, it looks like bark, and I think it's probably made out of trees. And it is a material that I got from a friend. And I just showed you the big roll of it. And what you do is you wrap new trees with it, and that way you don't have animals or critters or the weed eater or something smack the bark and ruin it. Rabbits are well known for gnawing on trees, especially when they're new. So it just kind of protects the bark, but it works out really cool for crafting. But I thought it was really kind of rugged and rough, and I thought it was just pretty neat looking for this. Okay, I'm trying to decide where I want to place it. Decisions. Making just a teeny mark to show where it was at. But I don't end up using those marks. So I put some leaves down, thinking maybe I could put flowers coming out from underneath this plaque. And I've got lilies, because I think the lilies are very appropriate this time of year. I should have used an Easter lily, which is white, but I think the pink ones are much prettier. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. They're a little too big to look like they're coming out from underneath. Most of the time I know exactly what I'm going to do, but every once in a while there's just a little hitch in there that you've got to change things up. But being a crafter, we do it. So these worked out really well, kind of tucking them in the hole, because the petals could stick out nicely and not make it too bulky. What's your favorite Easter song? Mine is, "Were You There When They Crucified My Lord?" I love that song. kind of gluing and pinching them together a little bit too. Had these letters, and they weren't too big to go on the sign. And some of them I had already painted black for another project. And I decided I wanted to paint them white. So I pulled out the letters I needed them, and I stuck them on a piece of plastic, and now I'm painting them. It took about 3 coats to cover them up really well, whether it was the black or the printing. Now, if you've noticed lately, of course I haven't done a lot of videos lately because of my hand surgery, but if you notice, I haven't had any music going on. A few people told me they didn't like music, so let me know if you like it better with the music or without the music. And of course, I painted them with the white chalk paint. Now, here I've got the letters all done, and I'm putting them in place. What I had to do, though, was trim just a little bit of paint off of them, because it just kind of was a little rough around the edges. And of course, I measured the middle, and I'm placing them according to being in the center. I'm thinking this looks like a good spot. Plenty of hot glue, and then hold it in place. I thought the piece of white ribbon would look really pretty to have hang. Now here it is hanging on my front door. I think it came out gorgeous. And I noticed when I was playing the video, I've got 2 different style of S's. So tell me, do you think I should change one of the S's? Here I opened the door so I wouldn't get so much reflection. Let me know, how do you celebrate Easter? And our giveaway is on March 27th. That's Saturday. Okay, see you later. Go out and spread some kindness. Bye for now.